All right, let's talk about the clarinet. You've probably seen one in your school's band room, right? And maybe you just thought, it's just a long, black tube. But what if I told you that long black tube is actually a character with a secret history, a superhero with its own origin story, and a whole arsenal of special powers? Well, today, we're unlocking the secret story of the clarinet.
And this is the central mystery we're going to solve. How can this one instrument play that epic, soaring theme when the hero saves the day, and then turn around and play that slow, quiet melody that completely breaks your heart in a sad movie scene? That is the clarinet's magic trick, and we're about to find out exactly how it pulls it off.
Every great hero, every awesome character has to start somewhere. So for our first chapter, let's rewind the clock and dive into the clarinet's origin story. It's level 1, if you will.
Yep, you heard that right. The clarinet didn't just pop into existence, it actually evolved from an older instrument called the chalumeau. The best way to think about the chalumeau is like the early access beta version of the clarinet. It was pretty cool, but it was about to get a game-changing upgrade.
And just look at how fast things moved. Around the early 1700s, a German instrument maker named Johann Christoph Denner, well, you can think of him as a developer dropping a massive patch. He took the chalumeau, tweaked a few key things, and bam, Clarinet 1.0 was officially released. By the end of that century, it had already gone pro, becoming a permanent member of orchestras all over the world.
So, we know where it came from, but now let's pop the hood and see what it's actually made of. We're going to break down the clarinet like it's a piece of high-tech gear you're equipping for a big mission.
Putting a clarinet together is kind of like assembling your loadout. You start with the mouthpiece and the reed. That's the voice of the whole operation. Then you've got the barrel, which connects everything. The main body is the upper and lower joints, which are basically your controls, covered in all those keys. And finally, you stick the bell on the end, which acts like a megaphone, blasting the sound out into the world. Now, let's zoom in on the most important piece of gear in the entire kit. This tiny little piece of wood right here, the reed. Seriously, this thing is everything. When you blow air past it, it vibrates like crazy. We're talking thousands of times per second. Those vibrations are what create the sound. Without the reed, a clarinet is just a fancy tube. With it, it has a voice. But here's where it gets really interesting. There isn't just one kind of clarinet, it's more like a video game where you get to pick your character class depending on the mission you're on. Let's look at the different classes. The B-flat clarinet is your all-rounder. It's solid, reliable, good at pretty much everything. That's why you see it the most. The A clarinet is a bit softer, a little more mellow, perfect for classical music. Then you have the E-flat clarinet. It's the small, agile one, super high-pitched and bright. And then you've got the bass clarinet. This is the heavy hitter with that deep, powerful, rich voice that can anchor the entire sound.
Okay, so the clarinet is fully designed, it's out in the world, but how did it get so famous? Well, just like a creator trying to make it big today, it needed a little help from the original influencers.
And the first mega influencer to give the clarinet a shout-out was none other than Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He heard this thing and just got it. He knew that its warm, expressive sound was something totally new, something that set it apart from every other instrument at the time. So Mozart didn't just write it a few boring background parts. No way. He put the clarinet right in the spotlight. He wrote these amazing pieces like his Clarinet Quintet that basically launched its solo career. After Mozart, everybody stopped seeing the clarinet as just a team player and started seeing it for what it was, a main character superstar. But the story doesn't end there. Fast forward a bit. Another legendary composer, Johann Brahms, was actually about to retire. But then he heard this clarinetist named Richard Wolffield play. Brahms was so blown away that he literally came out of retirement just to write music for him. And Brahms's music really explored the clarinet's dark, rich, and super deep voice. All right, we've got the history, we've got the hype. But what does it actually take to play this thing? Let's talk about mastering the instrument, or, as I like to call it, learning the combos. So, playing the clarinet really boils down to two main skills. First up is breath control. Think of your lungs as your power meter in a video game. How you use your breath controls everything, your volume, your tone, all of it. And second, you've got fingering. All those shiny keys are your buttons, and you have to learn hundreds of different button combos to hit all the right notes. And once you get those basics down, you get to unlock the special moves. You've got trills, which is that super fast flutter between two notes. Then there's staccato, playing these short, poppy, detached notes. And on the flip side, you have legato,
which is the complete opposite, playing so smoothly that all the notes just flow together into one beautiful line.
So we've covered the origins, the gear, and the skills. Which brings us to our grand finale. What is the clarinet's ultimate superpower?
Well, what is its superpower? It's this, an absolutely insane range. Just look at this chart. Down low, its notes are incredibly deep and rich. In the middle, they get warm and mellow. And when you go way up high, they can be unbelievably clear and bright. We're talking a range of almost 4 octaves, which is just massive for any instrument.
So the big takeaway is this. The clarinet's real superpower is its flexibility. It's a musical acrobat. It can whisper 1 second and scream the next. It can handle super fast technical passages or play slow, beautiful melodies that give you goosebumps. And that's why it's a star in orchestras, jazz bands, and pretty much any style of music you can imagine.
So the clarinet story is already packed with legendary collaborations, from Mozart to Brahms, who pushed this instrument to do incredible new things. But that story isn't over. The book's not closed. So that leaves us with a question, right? Who's going to be the next great influencer to unlock even more of its secrets? What new sounds are still out there, just waiting to be discovered? That's something to think about.